Now, you've heard about the Denver metro area is experiencing something called a housing crisis. It's been wonderful to see the growth that we've experienced as a state, especially after a decision from 10 years ago. But that growth has brought a lot along with it, and affordability is one of the big issues for everyone. Housing costs have climbed due to significant growth in the metro area. It's causing an issue for our citizens who can't afford the increasing rents and housing costs. There are citizens like our teachers, and police force and firefighters, retail workers, restaurant employees, folks doing the everyday blue-collar jobs that can't find a place to live. They have to drive, in some cases, up to an hour and a half to get to a job because they can't find a place in the area where they're living to be able to afford. Ladies and gentlemen, that's workforce housing in our city today. This is Harrison's part. So why does affordable housing matter for our economy? Because Colorado households today are spending more than 30% of their monthly income on housing means, and there's $2 billion less consumer spending dollars in our local economy because of the cost of housing. Recent estimates from the Colorado Department of Labor show that over 70% of new jobs created in Colorado over the next 10 years will have starting annual salaries of less than $36,000. A salary of $36,000 falls below the income required to afford rent and utilities for an average two-bedroom apartment in the metro area. This is not acceptable, and we have to change it. We know that what we want to be successful in tackling an affordable housing crisis, we have to have strong support from regional partners. So we did just that. We built a task force with our partners and have mapped out a housing plan process to address this growing problem. The city has worked closely with both Unison Housing Partners in Adams County as well as the Jefferson County Housing Authority. We also have partnership with the Urban Land Institute, Colorado Housing and Finance Authority, Urban Land Conservancy, Community Resources and Housing Corporations, and Habitat for Humanity. We also collaborate regularly with our neighbors, and by that I mean other cities that are attached to us and some that aren't. And while we continue to work on the housing plan process we've built and entitled or negotiated, currently we have a total of 609 units of workforce housing either in the pipeline or under construction. In May of this year, the Alto project opened at Westminster Station, which is about a block and a half from the station I showed you earlier. They're in grand opening, and they've already filled 70 units of 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units. Unison Housing today is what used to be called the Adams County Housing Authority. As we move closer to their work, they have decided to relocate their headquarters into the building that they built, which has got about 15,000 square feet of retail on the main floor. This is phase one of a multi-phase project for them to go back in and recreate housing that is anywhere from 30% to 80% AMI and 1 to 3 bedroom units. This is some classy looking stuff that they've finished down there. Not far from the Westminster Station is the historic section of Westminster, the original heart of the city, and it has a character of its own. And this has been building for about 130 years from what people first homesteaded in those areas. It's the home to thriving businesses and residents of all ages and ethnic backgrounds. It's here that you'll find authentic cuisine restaurants, specialty grocers, and family-run businesses that have been around for decades. What you see inside of is Valenti's Deli. It's an Italian market and bakery, and the Valenti family has been a part of the Westminster history for 65 years, serving up authentic Italian cuisine and baked goods. Great cannolis. Go try them. I'm sorry? It's on Bradford. Well, this particular one's on 72nd, right between Lowell and Pierce. It's also here in historic Westminster where you'll find a rebirth leading to a new generation of new housing construction, shopping center enhancements, streetscapes, park development, commuter train service, all have set the stage for redeveloping this part of the city. This is what will be a major rework of the city, not new earth. Again, this is not just Westminster doing this on our own. This is a collaboration of partners who want to see this area thrive. And since the late 1990s, more than $250 million has been invested in this part of our city, with more than $60 million of private development done by partners out of that 250. Most importantly, the folks who live there and have been there for a number of years, the local businesses and residents, are also getting involved.